from Cleveland's most accurate weather team. This is 19 First Alert Plus, sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
And good morning, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News Now, coming to you from our digital desk. We have a lot of weather to talk about. We have issued first alert weather days for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, not all for the same reasons. We will get to that. A live look into downtown Cleveland as we speak. Pretty beautiful day today. But again, there are some major changes on the way with first alert weather days. Going to bring in 19 first alert meteorologist Kelly Dobeck. Kelly, first alert days starting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but for different reasons. Walk us through what we know.
Yeah, I pulled up a graphic, Dan, just to kind of break down what we're experiencing over the next couple of days because there is a lot going on. So today is not a 19 first alert weather day, but if you've noticed when you showed that camera looking outside, there is a little bit of a haze in the air. That is that wildfire smoke making a return. It's not as intense as it has been in the past, but there still is an air quality advisory out for today for sensitive groups. So if you are sensitive to the smoke, you'll want to limit your time outside today. Temperature-wise, it's going to be one of the cooler days of the next few. We're potentially looking at a heat wave Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If we hit 90 degrees Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that is defined as a heat wave. And I definitely think that's a major possibility heading into the next couple of days. So Wednesday, high temps will be around 90. But the reason we've issued the 19 first alert weather day for Wednesday is for a line of strong to severe storms that'll move through in the afternoon and evening. In fact, I want to bring up the severe tracker for you just to show you, if you notice, level 3 risk out toward the west of Cleveland includes portions of Lorain and Sandusky and Erie counties, and then a level 2 risk in portions of Cuyahoga County, which is very similar to the high risk we saw last week. Now, the setup's a little bit different here. It's really going to be dependent on what happens in the morning to determine if these storms will have enough fuel to be that strong as they push into the Cleveland area. But we've got that alert there solely for that potential for strong to severe storms later in the day on Wednesday. Now, Thursday, Friday, yes, we definitely could see some pop-up storms, some pulse thunderstorms, those typical summertime thunderstorms that can become strong because they kind of rain themselves out and produce gusty winds, heavy rain. But we're more concerned about the heat and humidity on Thursday. High temperatures will be in the low 90s, feeling like they're in the upper 90s. Even some areas, especially south of the lake, could be feeling like they're around 100 degrees. Now, if we do have, 3 solid days of 90s in a row, we will have that potential again for a heat wave, and that means some cities could open some of their cooling centers as well. That's a big concern. The reason we've issued the alert for the heat Thursday, Friday is because heat exhaustion is something that kind of sneaks up on you quickly, especially because we're not going to get a ton of relief from the heat overnight. Temperatures will stay in the 70s, and with the heat index, what it feels like with the humidity, it'll feel more like it's in the low 90s, upper 80s overnight. So that's something that could creep up on you even if you are staying inside, if you don't have AC. So something to keep in mind here. Heat is the #1 severe weather killer. So even though, we're not looking at severe weather outbreak or anything like that, we've issued the alert because it's one of those things that can, kind of come up on you quickly without you realizing it, that you're experiencing the symptoms of heat exhaustion. So quickly, I want to go through future view here. I'm going to fast forward all the way. We're going to play a little. This is Wednesday, 10 a.m. So notice the timestamp in the left-hand corner of your screen. So we're dry during the day. High temperatures, again, if the rain holds off in time, we'll hit 90. If not, we're going to be just shy of it by like a degree or two. Here are the storms coming in. Now, the latest data is moving them in a little bit earlier before dinner time, but you see the reds and oranges in there indicating, yeah, some of this rain could be heavy as well as a damaging wind producer. Now, that's line #1. We'll be watching this next round of storms that does look to fizzle out as it pushes through because we do lose that daytime heating, that fuel from the sun, that storm energy. But overall, it does look like we'll be watching for severe weather threat, especially Wednesday afternoon into late Wednesday evening, and then we'll be dealing with the heat come Thursday, Friday. So I'll let you ingest all of that for a moment.
Yeah, it is a lot to take in, and that's why we do this. That's why our team is among the best in the city, if not the best in the city, with our record over the last 19 years of being the most accurate. You need to make sure you're paying attention over the next 2 to 3 days, not just for the heat and humidity on Thursday, Friday, but for that line of storms Kelly just showed us going through. We're going to take a 15-second pause and then really look at the rest of the week and getting into the weekend.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
And Kelly now keeping an eye on the next 7 days for us. Walk us through it.
Yeah, today pretty normal day for this time of July. The average high temps around 84. That's where we'll be with isolated storm chance. Humidity gradually starts to creep in, really starts to crank up towards the end of the week where we have these alert days, especially Thursday, Friday. That muggy meter, it's feeling Florida tropical, Florida humidity out there. It's going to be very sticky. It won't take much for you to start sweating, and that's why it's going to feel so much hotter. Wednesday, though, again, that alert day is specifically for the storm threat. Strong to severe storms, again, areas west of Cleveland, out towards Lorain County, Erie, Ottawa, Sandusky are under a level 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather. Thursday, Friday, the severe threat is lower, but it is going to be very hot and very humid. We do get some relief from the heat this weekend, though. A front comes in late Friday into Saturday. It'll keep scattered storms around, mainly early Saturday, then a few in the afternoon. Highs will be in the 80s, dropping back down to near normal. We're slowly clearing out and drying out as we head towards the end of the weekend and into early next week. August starts next week, and it does look like we'll be in the low 80s, at least to start early next week. But we are really packing a punch into the next couple of days, Dan, kind of throwing a little bit of everything out there as we head into the end of the work week. And I just got to say, Jeff Tanchek never takes off, is off this week, and he was like, don't worry, weather looks quiet. Jeff's off. The natural, the Mother Nature was like, no. We throw it all at you.
Not so quiet. We know you guys are going to be on top of it. Kelly Dobeck there, and we've got Sam Roberts and Jason Nicholas and Erica Page, John Laufman, an entire team to get us through these next 3-4 days as we look for a much better weekend. 19 First Alert meteorologist Kelly Dobeck, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, take care. You're going to want to stay on top of this. Make sure you tune in to really any newscast you can. As our weather team likes to say, the most accurate forecast is the next one because they get data in throughout the day. So make sure you tune in to all of our newscasts. I'll be anchoring our 11 o'clock news on CW43 in just about an hour, and then we'll have our noon news on Channel 19 coming up then. If you have any other breaking news, it's going to be right here on our digital platforms. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a great afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media @Cleveland